Princess Leonor, the heir to the Spanish crown. In October 2023, a constitutional ritual unfolded inside Spain's parliament that carried consequences far beyond the ceremony itself. An 18-year-old princess stood before elected representatives and formally swore to uphold the Spanish constitution. The words were brief, the setting austere, and the tone deliberately restrained. Yet this moment marked a decisive institutional transition. Princess Leonor, Princess of Asturias, publicly assumed her role as heir to the Spanish crown under constitutional law. Many people recognize the image of that day, but fewer understand what it truly represents, how Spain prepares an heir for this position, and why this role matters in a modern democracy. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of Princess Leonor's place within Spain's constitutional monarchy and how her preparation reflects the evolution of royal leadership in the 21st century. Spain's monarchy is not defined by personal rule or political authority. It is shaped by constitutional limits established after the country's democratic transition in the late 20th century. The 1978 Constitution restored the monarchy as a parliamentary institution, explicitly separating symbolic leadership from political power. The monarch serves as head of state, not head of government. This distinction is central to understanding Princess Leonor's future role. Her position exists because of law, not tradition alone, and her authority, when it comes, will be institutional rather than executive. Within this framework, succession follows clear legal guidelines. The Constitution establishes hereditary succession among the descendants of King Juan Carlos I. While the system historically prioritizes male heirs, it does not exclude women. King Felipe VI has no sons, making Princess Leonor, his firstborn child, first in line to the throne. This status is not provisional or symbolic. It is constitutionally defined and publicly recognized, providing clarity and continuity for the state. That clarity explains why Princess Leonor's public life has been shaped by careful restraint. From early childhood, her appearances were limited and purposeful. Unlike older models of monarchy that relied heavily on ceremony, Spain's modern crown emphasizes credibility and institutional trust. Public exposure is calibrated, not constant. Each appearance serves a defined constitutional or cultural role, reinforcing the idea that the monarchy exists to represent the state rather than the individual. When King Felipe VI ascended the throne in 2014, Princess Leonor became Princess of Asturias, the traditional title for the heir apparent. This transition marked the beginning of a more visible, but still measured, phase of preparation. Titles in constitutional monarchies are not ornamental. They carry expectations rooted in history and law. The Princess of Asturias is expected to embody continuity, national unity, and respect for democratic institutions. Education plays a foundational role in this preparation. Princess Leonor's schooling has followed a path consistent with preparing a future constitutional head of state. Her studies have included humanities, sciences, and languages, reflecting the need for broad understanding rather than specialized political training. In constitutional monarchies, the monarch's role is to understand the state, not to direct policy. This distinction shapes every aspect of preparation. Language education has been particularly significant. Spain is a linguistically diverse country, and sensitivity to regional identities is essential. Princess Leonor has been educated in Spanish and English and has studied additional languages as part of her preparation. This reflects both domestic and international responsibilities. A modern monarch must communicate effectively at home while representing the nation abroad. Her first major public speech, delivered at the Princess of Asturias Awards in 2019, offered insight into how this preparation translates into public duty. The address was formal, carefully structured, and focused on shared civic values rather than personal expression. Observers noted its composure and clarity. In institutional terms, this was less about oratory skill and more about signaling readiness to represent the crown with restraint and respect. Such moments accumulate significance over time. Constitutional monarchy depends on familiarity and predictability. Each appearance reinforces public understanding of the heir's role. By the early 2020s, Princess Leonor's presence at state ceremonies and official events had become more regular, though still limited. The goal was continuity, not visibility for its own sake. Her 18th birthday marked a critical constitutional threshold. Under Spanish law, the heir must swear an oath to uphold the Constitution upon reaching adulthood. This requirement is not symbolic alone, it formalizes the heir's legal responsibilities. The ceremony in Parliament placed Princess Leonor squarely within Spain's democratic framework. The setting underscored a central principle: the monarchy derives its legitimacy from constitutional order and public law. That moment also highlighted the monarchy's evolving relationship with democratic institutions. The oath was taken before elected representatives, emphasizing accountability and constitutional alignment. For observers, it clarified a common misconception. The future queen's role is not to govern, but to serve as a symbol of unity and continuity within a democratic state. Following this milestone, Princess Leonor began the next stage of her preparation: military education. Like her father before her, she entered training across the branches of the armed forces. This requirement is often misunderstood. The monarch does not command military operations. Instead, this training provides institutional understanding. As symbolic commander-in-chief, the monarch must be familiar with the structure, values, and responsibilities of the armed forces. This aspect of preparation is common among European heirs. In countries such as Belgium, the Netherlands, and Norway, future monarchs undergo similar training. The purpose is not authority, but connection. It reinforces the idea that the crown is integrated into national institutions rather than standing apart from them. Public communication around this training has been factual and restrained. Spanish royal communications focus on roles, schedules, and institutional context. This approach reflects a broader philosophy: the monarchy's relevance depends on transparency without intrusion. Personal narratives are secondary to public duty. Comparisons with other European monarchies help place Princess Leonor's path in context. Across Europe, constitutional monarchies have adapted to modern expectations by emphasizing education, service, and accountability. Female heirs have become increasingly common, reflecting both legal evolution and social change. Spain's experience fits within this broader pattern, even as its constitutional framework retains specific historical features. Gender, in this context, is less about novelty than continuity. While Spain has not yet amended its succession laws to remove male preference entirely, the reality of a female heir has been widely accepted. Public discourse increasingly frames Princess Leonor's future reign as a continuation of constitutional monarchy rather than a departure from tradition. This normalization is significant. It signals institutional stability rather than disruption. As her preparation continues, Princess Leonor's public role will expand incrementally. State visits, official ceremonies, and institutional engagements will become more frequent. Each step will follow established precedent, reinforcing continuity. There is no expectation of sudden change. In constitutional monarchies, gradualism is a strength. What defines Princess Leonor's path is not personality or prediction, but structure. Her future role is shaped by law, education, and institutional expectation. The monarchy's function is to provide symbolic leadership that transcends politics. That requires preparation grounded in history and aligned with democratic values. Looking ahead, her eventual accession will occur through constitutional procedure. When that moment comes, it will represent the transfer of responsibility within a stable system. The emphasis will be on continuity, not transformation. This reflects the monarchy's enduring role in Spain's political architecture. Stepping back, Princess Leonor's journey offers broader insight into modern leadership. In constitutional monarchies, leadership is not exercised through decision-making power, but through representation, restraint, and responsibility. Preparation matters more than charisma. Understanding limits matters more than asserting authority. Her development illustrates how institutions adapt to contemporary expectations while preserving continuity. Spain's monarchy has survived by aligning itself with democratic norms and public accountability. Princess Leonor's preparation reflects that lesson clearly and deliberately. As Spain continues to evolve, the monarchy's relevance will depend on its ability to embody shared values without overstepping constitutional boundaries. Princess Leonor's path so far suggests a careful balance between tradition and modernity. It is a reminder that institutions endure not by resisting change, but by preparing thoughtfully for it. The analytical takeaway is clear. Princess Leonor's position as heir is secured by law, shaped by education, and reinforced by constitutional practice. Her preparation demonstrates how leadership in a constitutional monarchy is cultivated through patience, discipline, and respect for democratic institutions. And in reflecting on her role, one broader thought remains. The strength of a constitutional monarchy lies not in ceremony alone, but in the quiet work of preparation that makes continuity possible. In that sense, Princess Leonor's journey is less about the future crown than about the present responsibility to uphold the framework that sustains it. Only 1 in 10 viewers here is subscribed. If you value thoughtful insights into royalty and leadership, join the community.